Okay, now this is a book called Eat, Pray, and Get Well. Boy, does that sum it up. Erin Porter is the author of this book. We have been blessed to have her on this show several times. She is now in studio with us. Thank you for getting on an airplane and traveling from Florida here to Texas and sitting down and talking with us about this book. Such common sense, but it took a chronic illness and an awakening to get you to wellness, and that's why you wrote the book. Teach us,
Right.
Tell us about it.
Well, I wrote that book because I had been through the ringer, emotionally, physically. I got sick at an early age, could not find my cause for a couple of decades, and I don't think God, He uses everything you go through. Nothing goes to waste. So everything that I went through went into this book, and with the hopes of helping some people, maybe they don't have to go through what I went through. You know, we have the internet today, it makes it a lot easier.
Sure.
But when I got sick, I didn't have any of that, so I was kind of at the mercy of doctors, and it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of misdiagnoses and surgeries I probably didn't need, many surgeries I probably never needed, until I actually saw your show probably about 15 years ago. And it was just a rude awakening. And then finally, I had, I think I told you, 25 years of a sinus infection on top of a lot of other problems. And I went to the ENT, please culture me for fungus. Nobody had ever done that before.
I mean, you had to ask.
It came back positive, and I said, okay, I'm onto something here. I'm going to keep watching Doug's show. And that's pretty much how it unfolded. And I started thinking, my heart arrhythmias, that's not separate from everything that's going on. The fibromyalgia, the Epstein-Barr. And so the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle started coming together. And I found out what tests I should be taking, you know, and I put everything in there in the hopes that it's just going to help people that had the same symptoms. And it seems very cookie cutter. A lot of people who are affected by mold have a lot of the same symptoms that I did. Sinus infections, asthma, Epstein-Barr. You're more prone to viruses and parasites.
You know what blows me away every time I interview you, and I love this, I love when you're in town, is what you just said. I had to go to the doctor and pay hundreds of dollars and tell them what I wanted done. Folks, we really think our doctors understand mold. God bless them. Wonderful people with twice my IQ. They didn't learn about mold, although antibiotics are mold that they hand out freely. You know, in 1999, you remember the Mayo Clinic? Tell the folks what the Mayo Clinic said.
Well, they came out and said about 96% of sinus infections are fungal in nature.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is I got my diagnosis, I believe, in 2004, and I flew up to see one of the doctors from the Mayo Clinic. And I was just surprised to hear, here's an antibiotic. There was no antifungal. Stay on it indefinitely. So I don't know if that 1999 bombshell really helped. I think there's fantastic ear, nose, and throats, and I know a couple that's the first thing they're going to look for, and they are going to give you an antifungal.
Don Dennis.
Oh, he's one of them.
In Georgia, Dr. Don Dennis is amazing. The first thing he thinks is ethmoid sphenoid sinusitis is fungus. Now, the book is selling well. Congratulations on that. Give us a little insight into the book, because you talk about physical and spiritual healing.
Yes, it's in 3 parts. So the first part is emotional, because I had a difficult childhood. A lot of people would say abusive, not difficult. So I had to heal in that area. And then I have physical, because I started getting sick at 6 when we moved into a home that was moldy. And then I got hit really hard at 18. I got my first job in Manhattan, moved into the only apartment I can afford, so you can imagine what that looked like. And you could see mold. You could see mold on the walls. And in 9 months, the 9 months I was in that apartment, it just took my health down. I didn't know it was the mold, of course. So I take you through my journey of illness and how it started. It started as a simple sinus infection that wouldn't go away. And then every month I was able to add another illness. I was just going down. And then the third part is my relationship with Jesus along the way. Begging Jesus, please help me. I'm 18 years old and I'm running from doctor to doctor. I feel like I'm dying. And God doesn't always work as fast as we would like, but I look at it like he had a bigger plan. Maybe the plan was to go through all this to help people, just like you did. You came back from Vietnam, you were young, you were 21, not much older than I was, and you had to figure out what was wrong with you. But I think God was with you along the way, and he steers your path, and this is what...
I disagree, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, in our case, right, we're here. This book is so amazing, folks, and it's got my diet in it, the Kaufman 1, Kaufman 2 diet. It's Eat, Pray, Get Well. How can they get it? Go to your website, eatpraygetwell.com.
eatpraygetwell.com or Amazon.
Or Amazon. Thank you for being with us today. Just epic. Great work, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you're healthy today.
Thanks.
Thanks.